Hello, welcome to part 2 of an alternative method for blitzing when playing AMPA football solitaire style. Now yesterday I discussed play results 14 through 19 off the quarterback's card, how we treat it as the quarterback's hurried under pressure and you negate using the two-line drop. Now I apologize, I did negate to say one thing. Everything I said was correct, however, it also applies to the quarterback's scramble numbers, 26 to 27. So whenever you have play result 14 through 19 or 26 or 27 off the quarterback's card, okay, you don't do the two-line drop, quarterback's under pressure, you look at the opposing team's sack rating, raise it by 5, always raise it by 5. Now in yesterday's example, Dolphins were at 0, we raised them by 5 to put them at plus 15. I rolled, it wasn't within the window of 11 through 15, so it was an incomplete pass. If it was 11 through 15, it would have been a sack. But today I want to talk about what happens when you look at the team's sack rating and you adjust it by 5 and it's still negative. What do you do then? Well, let's just look real quick. I'm going to explain to you during the 1967 season, the 9 American Football League teams, all right, of the 9, like Boston Patriots and the New York Jets had a negative 11 rating. Kansas City and Miami had a 0 rating. Great. Now, with the plus 5 raise, it'd make them positive. So you would roll to see if they got the sack. But you have teams like Denver, Houston, and San Diego, who if you made the adjustment, they would still be negative. Now I hope you could see this. This is Houston's sack rating of negative 32, and that's an interception rating of negative 11. Okay, and this down here, the 11 through 36, is the completion roll. Now if you remember when I talked to you about the sack and interception innovation, I kind of talked about the completion roll. All right. Now, if we raised this rating right here, they would still be negative 23. All right. We raise them, they're still negative 23. What do? They had 11 through 36 completion number. You lower that by 5. That turns into 11 through 31. Now you can roll the dice to see if they had a completed pass against them. I'll just go ahead and roll here. All right, I roll a 42. It's outside that window. All right, so it would be an incomplete pass. But if I rolled a 11 through 31, it would be a completed pass against them. I would read the result from line 8 on the boards for whatever index or whatever the field position was. Read it from line 8. And I would add 5 yards to the game. Okay? Next thing I want to talk to you about has to do on PRN or play result number 20 off the quarterback's card. If you get a 20, you treat it as line 28. All right, treat it as line 28. Now let's just talk real quick about lines 28, 29, and 30, i.e. the sack numbers. For 28, 29, and 30, whenever you have a blitz, you always raise the opposing defense's sack rating by 5. Okay? If they got a positive rating, it's a sack. Just read it from whatever the line is. If it was 29, you read it from 29. Okay? You make no yardage adjustments at all. But like these Oilers here, you raised it by 5, they're still negative 23. Okay? Now, they could still get the sack, but we're going to verify. So I'm going to roll the dice. Okay, here I rolled a 26. If I rolled, and so they would get the sack. But if I rolled 11 through 23, the sack would be negated. The sack would be negated. You always lower the completion number. So I would check 11 through 31. So if the sack was negated, I would do one more roll, and if I rolled 11 through 31, it'd be a completed pass. and I'd read it from line 8 on the boards. Okay. Again, if they had a positive number, it's going to be treated as a sack. All right. And that concludes today's talk about blitzing. And I'll have one more to talk to you about, and it has to do with run plays that come off of audibles. Until then, have a good day.